It's probably going to look a lot different than you imagined, and it's going to happen fast. And there's this timeline right now where you get everything that your soul truly came here to earth to experience. And we can't imagine that sometimes because we have all this other conditioning of the people around us, the communities that we live in, the parents that we had, the teachers that we had, and the job that we're in. And so sometimes we think we want something, but it's really someone else's. And sometimes it's never impossible. Nothing's impossible, but sometimes it's very difficult to get clear on what it is that we truly desire. And I don't think that needs to be the goal. Like, I really do not think we need to figure it out with our mind. I think we need to decondition our mind and then move towards alignment with what feels good. And that will bring you to this timeline where everything falls into place at once if you surrender and if you trust the process. I was just on the phone with my aunt, and she's coming to visit tomorrow or the next day here in Italy on this horse farm. And I was talking about like my life now here, and I was like, I can't wait for you to meet my horse and feel the presence of the baby horse in her belly that's on the way here, and I can't wait for you to meet my kitty and the dog who stays with me and watches over the farm but also, you know, protects me and Arla and Kitty, and I can't wait for you to see Arlo. And I was like, oh my god. Like, I have so many animals. And if you know my story, hello, I think this is Kalinky, then you would know that just a few months ago I was planning on being somewhere else. I was planning on being in Norway right now, and I was in Austria with my van. I was visiting a friend there who came to visit from California. And do you want some love right now? And then the van broke down, and the long story short, that redirected me to coming here. That was literally 3 or 4 months ago. I think 3 months ago. I don't remember. It was March, April, May. It was in May when I left. And so since then, I've acquired all of this. I've saved 5 horses with you guys. We started the fundraiser. The first one was purely with you guys, and we got the money for Ladybug, and then some that added to the next fundraiser that we ran with the farm here, and we saved 4 more horses from the same owner. We, you know, now Ladybug's pregnant, and so much has changed. And when I was telling this to my aunt, I was like, wow, that happened quick. She's very aware and spiritual, and we're all spiritual beings, but she's aware of her spirituality, and she's like, that's how it happens, doesn't it? And it's true. It really is how it happens. When you just let life take you there, when you let source and God and whatever you want to call it take you there, it will be such a rich experience. You don't have to do more right now. You really don't. It's not about figuring it out and making it happen and all that. Like, there is a time to take action. That was something I was just talking with someone about as well, is there is a time to make a choice, because when you make the choice, then everything else can come into play, and that choice will come from a sense of intuition, a sense of knowing. And so that can look like for me, a year ago, about a year ago, a little over a year ago now, I was sitting at my gym and I was like, I need to buy this ticket to move to Europe. Like, it's been on my mind for years and years and years. It's been something that I've wanted to do for so long. And if I just keep ignoring it, I know all this other stuff that's meant for me will not fall into place, because the joy and the curiosity is with this choice. It is behind this choice. And when I open this door, all the other doors can open, but I can't see the other open doors if I don't walk through this one first. And so there might be a decision that you have to make right now, and it's been there for a long time. You know it has been for you for quite a while, but there's been excuses and conditionings and all these things holding you back from making that decision. But what I feel to be true and know to be true for myself in my own existence is that when you make that decision, even if it doesn't make sense, even if you have a good job, a good place to live, you know, good circle of friends, and all these things that I had in California, even if you have these things, but you still have this like intense calling to something else, whatever it is. Hello, Petia. Lady Pink, gotta watch her. She look cray cray. Even if you have all these things, when you make the decision that is in alignment with your joy and your curiosity, everything else will fall into place. You don't have to know how. You don't have to have all the answers. And so that was my experience when I bought that ticket. And I was telling everyone I was leaving. They're like, why? Why are you leaving? And for a while I was making up excuses. I was just to make people feel comfortable. I was like, well, my brother's buying properties. I'm going to go check them out. Like, I'm going to help him with them and all these things. But really, it was just a knowing and a calling that I had. And it didn't make a lot of sense, right? It didn't make sense to give up all the things that I had built in that life. But now that I'm here, and now that I can see in hindsight, a year later, how much has fallen into place because of this. You know, I was able to build this YouTube community with you guys just this year, and it's something that I've wanted for 10 years, but I didn't let myself have it because of all these other excuses and conditionings that I had. I was like, you know, once I get my Amazon business thriving, my Etsy business thriving, and all these other things, then I'll have the time to make YouTube videos and do what I truly want, which is make YouTube videos and travel the world and see what happens. But I was like, let's reverse engineer this thing. Why don't I just do the things that I'm called to doing right now and stop making excuses? And as soon as I did that, and I was so committed to being in my own authenticity, don't walk on me, we can stand next to each other, but don't walk on me. As soon as I committed to my own authenticity and my own curiosities and my own joy, everything fell into place. Everything became easy. Everything became quick. And so that's the message here, is when you start surrendering and just making the decisions that you know are meant for you, even if your mind is like, but, if you have that knowing and that calling, just learn to trust yourself and everything will open up. Everything else will open up for you. And the abundance will flow, because when you come into alignment with your your authenticity, the truth of who you are, when you come into alignment with that and you surrender everything else that feels like lack or fear or unworthiness or anything that is not the truth of who you are, you come into alignment with the truth of who you are, which is infinite abundance and unconditional love. Therefore, when you start choosing things that feel like joy and curiosity to your inner being, then everything else, such as abundance, can flow to you naturally because you are a vibrational match to that. So let yourself have the life that you desire by just making it easy. It's not so much about doing more again. It's about making that choice and opening that door and walking through it and committing to this process. It's going to feel like walking into a forest at nighttime blindfolded at times, but that's the way there. And if you just trust that you have this inner guidance, and it's very, very simple, just think about joy, curiosity. I was very curious. I was like, what happens if I, sell all my things that I love and choose to be in an abundance mindset? Because if I'm selling all the things or getting rid of all the things that I love, I'm saying to the universe, I know that there are these things. They still sell shirts, they still sell health gadgets, they still sell saunas, they still sell all these things. If I just get rid of everything that I built, I can still acquire it again. It's not like this is the end, right? It's actually the beginning. If I say I am open to always having abundance flow through me, I was curious what would happen if I just lived small and just kind of went with no plan and said, okay, take me there. I will take the first step and then you lead the rest of the way. And so that was my curiosity. And maybe your curiosity is something similar. Maybe you do want to go traveling. Maybe you do want to see what's out there in the world. Or maybe not. Maybe you want to settle down. Maybe you want to make a homestead. Maybe you want to grow your own food. Maybe you want to start a business. Maybe you want to ask a person out. Maybe you want to leave a relationship. Maybe you want to change your hair, change your name, change your style, change your, I don't know, whatever it is for you, change your health, right? Maybe there's something that you need to do in order to become the healthiest version of you, but it's scary because maybe the people that you're surrounded with won't accept you the same, or you perceive that they won't accept you the same. But if they don't, if the old life doesn't fit in with that choice that you know that you want to make, then this old life is holding you back. And it's up to you to let it go. And that does take grieving sometimes. That does take trusting that sometimes people and places and jobs and things are only meant to be in your life temporarily. And the process of life is knowing when to let go and knowing when to say goodbye and knowing when to trust that you're going to be okay without this person or this place or this thing. And knowing that you're always divinely guided and that this spiritual journey of coming into alignment with your soul's mission and purpose is about allowing yourself to be guided by the spiritual unseen side of this human experience, right? The truth of who we are. And from what I know to be true, we have a divine team with us that is always there with us, that is dedicated, and it's their purpose for this human experience for us is to be our guide, is to support us in whatever we need, and we can give them permission. You can say, look, I'm going to take this one step. I'm going to take a leap. I'm going to trust this calling that I have. I'm going to go for it. And I'm not going to do anything else that I don't want to do anymore. I'm just going to follow my joy and curiosity. Can you please support me the rest of the way? Can you show me signs that I'm on the right path? Can you show me confirmations that it's going to be okay? And you will receive those confirmations. You will receive those signs. Everything will be okay when you follow your inner guidance and your inner joy and curiosity. So I hope that this landed. I hope that it finds you at the right time in your experience. I'm sure it will. I know in divine timing, everything is finding its way to us. And so that is what I have for you today. If you want to sign up for one of my programs to support you in this journey, I have 21 days to know your divine guidance, which is all about going into your heart space and getting familiar with your angels and guides and your intuition and making decisions from your heart space. Like when I started doing this a little over a year ago, like this specific method of going into my heart and asking these questions, it's like, should I move to Italy? It's like, yes, yes, yes. It's right there. It's so simple. You don't have to go outside of yourself anymore. It's all here. And so that program is designed to help you learn that and build that muscle within yourself. And then I also, thank God we're still recording. I also have 21 days to rewire your mind, which is all about rewiring your mind, healing your nervous system, and stepping into your chosen timeline. And so by focusing and visualizing our chosen timeline every single day, and also doing all the other practices within the program, you will heal your nervous system and rewire your brain, because by firing together other neurons with new neurons, we are going to rewire the brain. Neurons that fire together wire together. And so that's the practice of invoking our old patterns with our new desired patterns. And aside from patterns, it's the essence of a high vibrational feeling and state that comes with this visualization of a chosen timeline, or of what we know and so far in our experience of what we think we would have as our chosen timeline, and then feeling it, healing the body, healing the nervous system, but also with our free will saying we choose this or whatever our soul wants, right? And so we leave the door open for that divine guidance like we've been talking about in this video. And I also have one-on-ones if you would like to go deeper into like a personalized conversation about how you can use these methods, these things that I talk about in your own human experience. And so, a good horsefly on the butt. So I'm gonna go up to the house. We're gonna have a group lunch and say hello to our friend who just returned, and then get ready for my aunt to be here. And then I'm gonna do a solo trip to France in a few days, just to get clear and centered before going back to the States. And then on the 6th, we're going to California. Arlo and I are going to California. He travels with me everywhere around the world. And so we will be in California, and we will go visit friends and family, and then be back here at the end of September, back to the farm. And the van drives now. So then we will get ready for the voyage to Ireland and go see what's over there in Ireland at my family farm, see some family there. And I can't wait to take you guys along the journey of all of this, of all the different things that are going to be birthed from this timeline. So I will see you guys tomorrow.